Hi everyone, I'm Ryan, and today I'm going to be looking at the 7-Eleven Japan strategic supply chain drivers and seeing what we can learn from their approach. Starting with their strategic fit and 5 supply chain drivers. Their 5 supply chain drivers are facilities, inventory, transportation, information, and sourcing. In my opinion, I think information was the backbone of their strategy because it's arguably the most critical driver. They are heavily invested in IT infrastructure to collect and share data in real time. This allows storage managers to use this data similar in a way to a weather forecast or trend predictor, where they can easily influence their daily purchasing and ordering according to what demand they have. The responsiveness decision making impacts how products are kept in stock with their shelves, and is just overall the most critical driver when it comes to their supply and demand. Going into the other 4, following information, you'll have transportation and inventory. Transportation is obviously a very important one. That's how deliveries get made. The way that 7-Eleven has it is they have consolidated deliveries from multiple suppliers and a single delivery per store. This minimizes disruption, increased delivery frequency, and helps keep product fresh, which is very important in the convenience store setting, where customers do expect quality and immediacy and quickness. So being able to have that turnover and keep fresh products while also having that convenience as well. Looking at inventory, going off of the once a day deliveries. With inventory, they have frequent replenishment because they are stocked 3 to 4 times a day. Because of that, they don't have to hold a large back stock. Their shelves are constantly being filled. There's no need to have a large amount of food or product in back stock, so they're able to respond to demand quickly, and it also helps with the turnover, making sure food stays fresh or goods stay fresh, and then plays into the immediacy, convenience aspect. Finally, with facilities and storage or sourcing, they're both important and they're fixed and they're foundational, so they're not driving critical factors that are prioritized in their pursuit of responsiveness when it comes to the supply chain. But 7-Eleven Japan strategically locates stores in clusters to maximize delivery efficiency, which ties into transportation. It also shows that it's not just about geography, it's about enabling responsiveness, which ties into a lot of their other drivers, mainly with information, because they're looking at those trends to influence what is or isn't needing to be purchased. With sourcing, rather than fully outsourcing logistics, they have a hybrid approach, which does allow them to once again tie in that responsiveness and keeping costs manageable. When you're looking at interesting examples of driver-focused supply chains, you have Amazon, which obviously offers same-day delivery. They have warehouse automation and prime delivery options. If you order a certain amount in a certain time, you can get it that night, or you can get it overnight, or whatever fits the customer best. You can also see it with Zara, which is using facilities and information to create fast fashion supply chain. They own most of their manufacturing, similar to 7-Eleven, whereas 7-Eleven does outsource a little bit more since they have that hybrid approach. But because they own most of their manufacturing, they're able to adjust designs quickly based on store level data, which is similar to how 7-Eleven responds to their customers and their data that they get. Expanding 7-Eleven's model to the US, Some suggestions that I think would apply well here is cluster strategies for localization. The US is a very big place. So instead of spreading stores thinly, focusing on urban hubs with dense populations, you'll see that in places like New York, Chicago, San Francisco, even maybe Dallas. And they would benefit from the cluster delivery model because you can maximize the amount of... Hi, Niren. I'm Ryan, and today I'll be going over our case study with the 7-Eleven Japan company, and how they use the 5 key supply chain drivers to achieve a high level of strategic fit, and what we can learn from their approach. So looking at the strategic fit and the 5 supply chain drivers, so you have facilities, inventory, transportation, information, and sourcing. Starting with facilities, 7-Eleven Japan strategically located their stores in clusters to maximize delivery efficiency and reduce lead time. This also helped, they also operated their own distribution centers, which gave them control over logistics and allowed frequent deliveries. This shows that the cluster strategy wasn't just about geography, but it was about enabling responsiveness, which allowed for quicker facilities and quicker shipments, which leads into inventory. Because they have a responsive facility, they're able to execute frequent replenishment and real-time point of sale to minimize inventory levels while avoiding stockouts, because they're constantly being restocked about 3 to 4 times a day. They don't need to hold a lot of inventory in the back, which is beneficial because product doesn't get wasted, and then they're also reducing costs because they're responding quickly to demand changes. When it comes to transportation, they consolidated deliveries from multiple suppliers and are using single delivery per store, which minimizes disruption, increases delivery frequency, and helps keep product fresh, which is crucial in a convenience store setting. With information and sourcing, you're looking at very critical drivers. 7-Eleven is highly invested in IT infrastructure, which helps store managers use data in the same way that any trend prediction will, which allows, again, better responsiveness, better resourcefulness in decision making, and being central to their supply chain success. With sourcing, they have a hybrid approach by owning distribution centers but also relying on other suppliers for product manufacturing, which helps them gain control over parts of the chain most critical to responsiveness, which is their whole strategy. Information is the backbone of their strategy. It's enabled all the other drivers to function in sync. Transportation, inventory follow that, since they're tightly connected to store operations and customer experience. Facilities and sourcing are important, but they're more fixed and foundational versus the other 3. Looking at interesting examples of driver-focused